Hello and welcome to Shelley's Sacred Space and our Tarot Tidbits. Today we are talking card number 15 and card number 16. So the Devil and the Tower. No big changes here. None at all. Nothing to see. A reminder, we are looking at 4 different decks and comparing the cards together. We are using the traditional Rider-Waite, the Radiant version, the Fifth Spirit Tarot, Somnia Tarot, and the Green Witch Tarot. So let's get started. The Devil card talks about vices, addictions, being disconnected, being blind to certain things or aspects, feeling powerless, using escapism, possible liberation, temptation, fear, entanglement, puppetry, domination, both you being dominated and you dominating, choices, self-imposed restrictions. So it really does talk about using vices to help us get through things, thinking that we need to rely on those, feeling trapped that we can't survive without them. So this card really does usually connect with addictions, whether it's addiction to shopping or addiction to alcohol or addiction to self-talk, negative self-talk, positive self-talk. That blind spirituality where everything is rainbows and unicorns. That can be an addictive behavior. So some of the symbols that we have are, of course, the devil. And we do have in a couple of the cards the pentagram. Now, the pentagram is, a, and this one is inverted. So in a pentagram, when it's the right way up, it represents the elements, earth, air, wind, fire, and then spirit is the 5th element. So that's why it's a 5-pointed star. When it's reversed, like it is in the Rider-Waite, just so you see it, it's up here. And it's also there. You can see that one clearly. It indicates the connection to earthly things. So desires and wants and needs of an earthly form as opposed to spirit. So that's why the inverted pentagram is shown on the devil card, not because it's worshiping Satan. Now, what I do like a lot about this card is it shows the puppetry part. So it's a case of we don't think we have control over that. And in actuality, it is choices that we make. It may be choices made because we're blind to other options. It could be choices we made because it's easier. But it is more about what we use to hold ourselves back. The excuses or the things that we use to keep us safe and not moving forward with change, but it's not meant. When I see the devil card, I don't think that I'm going to hell and I'm a bad person. It indicates that I need to look at things closely and see where I'm holding myself back and which ways I can move forward and release myself from the hold that I've put on myself. Now you will see chains in this one, it's ropes. They're very loose, which indicates that we can break free. We're not trapped. We do have that ability to break free. And then the fruit. So she has a fruit, and he has the fire. Those are represented by forms of temptations. So that's what that represents. So the abundance of earth, or the actions that we take, or being the best of the best, and those are it's a reinforcement of the earthly temptations that can hold us back, or that can create that atmosphere of being entrapped in this life. So that is the devil. Our next card is the Tower. A lot of fun, aren't these two? The Tower represents a needed breakdown of old ways, a change that is imperative in order to move forward. It's about abrupt change, destruction of the old ways, but destruction for the purpose of transformation. It's about enlightenment, it's about loss, upheaval, and the end of illusion. Now, in this card, some of the symbols we have are the clouds. The clouds represent can represent the disruption, because in this case, lightning is coming from the clouds. But it can also represent what's not seen. So that's kind of the illusion. Think about a foggy day when it's really cloudy and the clouds will come down. You can't see anything and everything looks different in the fog. Your fire is the actual act of destruction. Now, what it indicates is shattering the old ways in order to bring in new. What I do want to show you in here is right up here, we have these little fire, looks like raindrops. They're actually called yods. They are a representation of the destructive force and also of the divine. So what it is indicating is that this destruction is divinely sent for the transformation. You got to break it all down to rebuild it up. And it's about old systems, old beliefs, old ways. It's not, it's about habits and routines, which is why a lot of the times a house is represented. Because where are you most at home? Where are you most in a normal routine? Where do you have your habits that you redo every single day? At home. So this is foundational. The people represent us. And in the Rider-Waite, you have one person who has a crown and one person who doesn't. And what that indicates is whether you're rich or poor, when the Tower happens, it happens. And it's meant to happen, and it's meant to be rebuilt. And then the crown that's on top of the Tower in this card actually represents those habits and those routines and our belief system, our core values. So that's why this card isn't just a transformation, it's a transformation of us. What I do want to take a moment for is to recap, because card 13 was death. Now, for that card, we had the ending and the changing of something. And so it was the birth, life, death, rebirth, renewal. The next card was temperance. So if you run along the storyline, you need to end things that are not working in your life. Have temperance an even kilt temperament, not have a temper tantrum because you had to give that up. From there, you then are looking at the devil, where you feel like you're trapped in the world that you're in, especially when you're trying to end something and have that balance, and all these old ways come up, which is where we get into we got to destroy the old ways. And that's how you grow through this part of the fool's journey. So even when you have this card show up in a reading, you can remember the sequence. You can remember that it was death, temperance, devil, tower. And that way you can be like, oh, okay, so you've had a lot of changes happen. You've been struggling with it. This is telling you it's ending. It's coming to a breakdown so that you can rebuild. This is the time for rebuilding. So as much as people don't like to see the death, the tower, and the devil card, they really do hold that information of change coming that's needed in order for you to grow and move forward and prosper better in your life. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful. Our next cards are the star and the moon. So after all this destruction, we get a little bit of hope. Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye for now.